Hey there, thanks so much for clicking on this video. I'm with Gavin Tarver from RoofReachAI. Gavin's absolutely smashing the roofing industry and he's only like 16, right? Gavin, how old are you again?
16.
Bro, insane. When I was 16, I was just playing Call of Duty all day. So yeah, bro, you're already well ahead, which is freaking awesome. So yeah, obviously, you're running a really successful agency right now, which is going really good. You've been through call center mastery, right? Loved it, which is why we're here. So what was it like before you jumped into call center mastery, running your call center before any of my help? Like, what was it like in the past?
Pain is what it was like. Because, A, when you're young and have literally no experience with a business and you're starting out, you don't know how to manage people, you don't know how to assess bottlenecks, and then you don't know the importance of data. So before I joined, I was terrible at leading, and we had like at one point we had like five ISAs with 30 clients, which is like a no-go because I
Yeah.
sucked at leading and scheduling and all that, and I couldn't manage it. I pretty much was so inefficient that for like 30 leads a day max, I needed five people, which is terrible. Not to mention, I didn't see the bottlenecks and I didn't know the bottlenecks because I had no data and I couldn't lead them. So before I joined, it was a shit show and it was painful. And it was like at this point, I was debating shutting the call center down because I was like, I swear to God, I did not see the light because it was such a pain. I'm like, at this point, maybe my roofers should just be calling these leads.
Yeah. Then that's what's happened with so many agencies, man. Everyone tries to take the easy way out, right? They start having this problem with the call center and they just think, oh, it's easier to shut it down. I know a lot of people that have gone from having a call center to then going into some like coaching offer where they're like coach their roof. And it's like, it's if you take the easy way out, that's what everyone does. And then you're just going back into that red ocean. So obviously sticking with it, which like you did, the great move. Right? I'm so glad you did that. And so, what do you think after going through the program? What do you think the biggest impact has been on your agency as a whole?
The Am I allowed to? I guess that's kind of a bundled term. Am I allowed to say like multiple things?
You say
Because
whatever
I
you
think
want,
they
man.
all okay, because they all hold like equal value. So
Go for it.
one, I learned the data is king because obviously at a certain point, like obviously data doesn't lie. Data doesn't lie. If you're speed to lead, it was really shitty. If it's like 20 minutes, like A, that means your team isn't doing what they need to be doing. But then B, it's like, okay, and after that, maybe you are low booking rate. So it's like, dude, these eyes say suck. Maybe they don't suck. Maybe the lead quality sucks. And Aaron could talk about that. I freaking hopped on his call stressing out for a month at one point every day. But I fixed that. What I realized was A, data is king. Two, hub staff is great. The reason why is obviously like you don't have to be breathing down their necks, but I mean like being able to see that they're actually on task is important because believe it or not, found out like half of my team had a second job, which isn't very
Oh shit!
conducive. Yeah,
I
it's
didn't know
not
that.
very good when they're on full time and you don't do that. And you kind of when you're new to leading, you become too nice, and it's like I had this guy, and I was like, no way he would do that. He doesn't need to be on hub staff. He's loyal. Guess he wasn't. And then I guess my third and final point is you gotta lead well. You just gotta be well at leading to actually use the human capacity. You have to motivate them. Obviously, how I manage my team is I don't call it a call center. I see it more as an internal sales team
Yep.
because that's just better. And I give them bonuses. So obviously you got to find out what motivates the people and pay them on that. And then yeah, also pay them hourly. So if they get storms and stuff like that, you don't have to pay them because that could be frequent.
Dude, I love it. I love that you've actually like gone through the program and listened to the stuff. I know that when we first started speaking together, you kind of skim through things, right? And you were like coming to the calls and asking questions. I was like, dude, just go through the program and it'll make so much sense. And the stuff you're saying back to me right now, I'm like, oh my God, Gavin's actually, listened to me and he knows exactly what's good. I love that, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hold up. Piece of advice to if you do end up joining, do not fucking skim it. Okay. If you are not a genius and there's like some small, minute details that you'll miss, and then you hop on a call and he's like, bro, did you watch the course? Now you got to spend time rewatching it. And it's just like at slow is fast, fast is slow. You just have to keep going back to it and spend an egregious amount of time on it. And yeah, also he taught me how to use Make and GHL really good. So that's also another benefit I got.
Yeah, it's huge, man. People don't know how, people don't understand automation. A lot of people I speak to, they're like, yeah, no, I've already got automations. I understand automations. And in their head, they're like Zapier. They're like, oh yeah, Zapier. It's like, dude, like you have no idea until you actually start going through make like till you start really understanding automation. Even like there isn't really any coding required, but once you start understanding that little bit of problem solving when it comes to automations and a little bit of coding and stuff like that, especially in like Google Sheets, the formulas, it's an absolute game changer for your agency as a whole. So yeah, I love that, man. And how hard did you find the program to implement? Did you find it was like step by step, easy? Did you find there was like a lot? How did you find it?
So I've spoken to many call center owners, obviously. A lot of them struggle. And I've spoken to, I'm not going to name drop, a roofing agency, huge. He's like, we spent hundreds of thousands of dollars before cracking the call center. This is really easy to implement. Like it should only take a weekend in terms of getting the data stuff and I guess understanding the systems and launching it. Should only take like a weekend. And the main point is at the end, once you build that system, the best part about the course, in my opinion, is it's obviously it's a course that you go through, but after that, you get like you could get support, obviously, which is pretty good because I mean, Aaron, believe it or not, knows a little bit about call centers, just a little bit. So you
Yeah.
will be able to fix bottlenecks. He'll help you with make and he'll help you innovate on the systems because obviously the system is good, but you can make it better and like customize it to what you need, which is really good about it.
Yeah, yeah, I love that, man. And the customizations is so key because every agency owner, every agency owner thinks they're in a unique situation, but and they they kind of are, but they're also kind of not. But with the program, it's like you can take 90% of what I say and the systems and then add your own kind of sprinkle on top, and that gives you that customization, which is great. I think that's so important because, like I said, every agency owner is different, every agency is different. So yeah, makes perfect sense, man. And what kind of fears or worries did you have? I know obviously Logan was the one that I originally spoke to. I don't know if you and Logan spoke in the beginning, but did you have any fears or worries about joining? Like when you guys did, how did all that go?
Yeah, we were trying to haggle you for like 6 months before, actually, uh, because we were really broke. But then we had a really good month. We scaled up by like 800% in 1 month. So we still had like the brokey mentality. But overall, I'd say the course is worth it because you retain clients.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you just retain like two clients, it pays it off for
Yep.
just 2 more months. And that's definitely like the best thing because obviously I'm not going to go too much into like payment stuff, but it gives you like the ability to have a lot of payment options, like pay per appointment and stuff. I don't do that, but yeah, it was worth it. You make so much money off of it on retainers because a lot of people like to pitch the PIF mentality. And when you get a bad month, those PIFs don't come. But with MRR, and retaining them, you make so much more money on the back end, which is
Yeah.
pretty good. And
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if you have a bad ads month with the call center because people stay on because they're happy. Obviously, you got to still talk to clients. Like that is one of the most important things, but also you have to get them results too.
100%, man. Yeah, love that, dude. And what were your favorite parts of the program when going through it?
My favorite part about it, I'd say the most tactical is the reporting and then the leadership and hiring because holy crap, that hiring, I actually reached out. I was like, I'll pay you 1,000 for each ISA, reaching out to a bunch of freaking placement agencies, which all suck. And in his course, he has a whole module on how you hire people. And I got like I'd say on 100 to 300 bucks, I got like 10 good candidates, which I could sell to other people. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, you can't. I've had so many people reach out to me and they're like, oh yeah, can you like how much do you do for placement? And honestly, that I could do a placement service. First of all, I don't want to do it because it's just a big distraction, really, from my core, what I'm trying to do. But also, it's like I kind of feel bad for charging people because I'm like, I know how easy it is to generate these kind of things. Literally, some rather than someone paying me like $1,000, they could just pay to join the program, right? And then they'd have it forever. Like they'd have a continuous roll of applicants forever, and they never have to worry about hiring agencies or anything like that again. I don't know how these other hiring agencies work, but the
They
margins they
suck.
must be making are just insane. Like yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
no, I've worked with placement agencies, they suck. A lot of them are thinking it's like a B2B position or just
Yeah,
aren't best. With
yeah,
this, you actually, I like it because like you have a ton of people you get to reach out to, and a very common thing people do when hiring is they'll skip processes, they'll see a red flag because like hiring when you and it's probably inevitable when you hire a first person, like you think they're more important than they are. And I'm not saying that to like diss people, like they're not important, but usually they could be replaced. So you don't want to just hire the first person and ignore red flags because on it, first of all, on an interview, if they're showing red flags, that's them at their 110% best. So what do you think they'll do when they get comfortable?
yeah,
Second, I mean, like you want somebody who's like actually solid and a good fit because A, if somebody isn't a good culture fit, they'll leave you. They just will. But then at the same time, you just don't want to skip processes because you want to hire the best people who will actually retain and actually care about the company. That's
yeah,
why you don't skip processes and having like 10, like I'm trying to even up it. I want to start having like for each hire, I want to have like 30 people who I interview. And the reason why is believe it or not, client results matter. And you want to get the best person on your team. Sorry, I just got text. You want to have the best person on your team to get them said result. Hold on, let me put do not disturb on clients texting me. But
yeah,
yeah, so you
yeah.
want to get these clients the best results, and you don't do that by hiring the first person. Because trust me, I've done it. I had a guy who didn't like the schedule, and I was like, "Oh, it's okay, we could change it." But really, if they're
Nah, nah.
like complaining in the beginning, no, it's not a good fit. Don't ignore red flags. And once you have the abundance and you get that mentality with the hiring, you get good people every time easily from anywhere.
Yeah, I love that, man. I love that. And what would you say, like, if anyone's on the fence watching this video and they're kind of thinking, oh, I'm not sure about call center mastery, I've got an agency, but will it work? Blah, blah, blah. What kind of things would you say to potentially recommend them, or what? Yeah, what would you advise them?
You'll probably lose more money in chargebacks than if you put it in. And I'm not kidding about that. I mean, like, obviously, with an agency, most people don't want to be selling poison, and you'll figure it out probably on your own. But it's like, is it worth spending like multiple months burning people to figure out the process instead of just hiring Aaron, who is Gym Launch, Alex Hermosi? He runs their call center now. I don't think Gym Launch would pick a bad company because obviously they are one of, if not the biggest agency of all time, and we're really successful. So if they work with him, it's good. And it is at like, I would consider this an 8-figure system, just about. And it would make no sense to not use it just because the utility of it, and you'll just be losing money on the back end and front end because I mean, if you aren't selling the best product, you probably won't be convicted. And then at the same time, if you're getting disputes, refunds, and not getting people the results that pushes them to get that next month, that's an issue. So with
Yep.
Aaron's course, you won't be burning people unless your Facebook ads suck. But even then, he could actually kind of help you because I mean, his community has multiple 7-figure companies in every niche, medical, ecom, any freaking niche that not ecom because that's not a call center niche. That's just
There actually are people in income. There's a couple of guys that do they phone up they use it for abandoned cars. So any abandoned cars that come in, they use the call center to phone them up. So it actually is ecom as well. There are a couple of guys in there. It's quite interesting.
ease.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
It's pretty
yeah, roofing, for instance, you got me, best roofing agency. Let's be honest. And then you got like Cameron England, it really good fulfillment. You got Nathan Bentley, really good fulfillment. You got a ton of people with really good fulfillment who can help you with the Facebook aspect. And then also my last thing is you will be able to diagnose the issues because I was I struggled with diagnosing the issues because I didn't have a proper framework. And I'll just say my example. I was getting my call center was doing terribly a few months ago. Like really, I was like super stressed out, like 3 months straight of stress, not confident in the product. And I And the reason was the booking rate was low. So at first, I was like, okay, it is a sales issue. It wasn't a sales issue. Next, it's a speed to lead issue. Oh, they're getting called within 5 minutes, 3 minutes. Oh, it needs to be 1 minute. It wasn't a speed to lead issue. And then finally, I'm like, okay, maybe it's a quality issue, right? Because Aaron told me that. He's like, mate, if you're not getting, mate, if you're not booking at 30%, it's quality. And that's true. He said, use a funnel, use lead form with friction. I did that. And lo and behold, clients that are getting 10 out of 10 results, getting testimonials in the first week, because I'm good at getting testimonials with a little bit of client success. Plus, this service, you get testimonials, which, fun fact, makes you a bunch more money. So,
Yeah.
the biggest thing that I've taken away is this isn't just going to help you with like getting clients results, but it's going to help you with like operations because now you know how to do make, now you know how the system works with GHL, and now you have the data, and now you know how to diagnose the issues and hire people. So I'd say, and I'm not kidding, by the way, this is actually like I'd say a 10 out of 10 product. And out of all the courses I've bought this year, I'd say this one is the best because I mean, it just helped me so much in terms of product, which is probably the most important bit of an agency because a lot of people will be closing new cash. But I mean, if you have a bad service, I'm not going to talk about agencies who do, terrible 0 out of 10 services. And trust me, they scale up, but they get a ton of disputes and it's just selling poison. You probably don't want to sell poison. You probably want to get more money because clients will stay on. And if you want to have a good product and you actually want to be able to lead and manage a call center without having to burn 1,000 people before it, I would definitely sign up with Aaron
Yeah. Awesome, man. This is awesome. Thanks so much, Gavin, for this, bro. I really,
anytime.
yeah, really, really appreciate it, man. Awesome. Thanks, dude.
Yeah.